Hi math students, this is our introduction video for our lesson on distributive property. First, the vocabulary for what it means to distribute something and what distributive property is. For this example, I want to use this problem here that only has numbers. In the past, we've learned that you should solve the parentheses first and then do your multiplication to get your answer. But there is another way you can do this. We've learned that a number next to parentheses like this means multiplication. So this problem means I need to multiply 4 by 3. The difference for this problem, though, is the parentheses are around the 3 and the 2. So it doesn't only mean multiplying 4 by 3, but it also means 4 by 2. And then notice we get the same answer. What we just did over here is what today's lesson is all about. This is an example of distribution or distributing. Distribute means you are multiplying a number outside the parentheses. So here, that number 4 to everything inside the parentheses. I multiplied 4 with 3 and multiplied 4 by 2. There's a math rule that says we can do this, and we call that rule the distributive property. Now for this problem here that only has numbers, we have options, but you do need to distribute if you have variables. So like this second part here. We learned in our lesson on combining like terms that I cannot start in the parentheses because I can't do 2 plus 3x. I can't add things when one has an x and the other one doesn't. But what we can do here is distribute. We said distribute means you're multiplying the number in front of the parentheses to everything inside. And in the past, students have found drawing those arrows to be helpful. It's a good way to remember you need to do 2 multiplication problems. So I need to multiply 4 by 2. That's easy. That's 8. And then 4 multiplied by 3x. When you're multiplying a number with something with a variable, all you need to do is multiply your 4 by 3. So that gives me plus 12. And then you copy your variable, copy your x. This right here is my final answer. We learned you can't add a number, the number 8, with a variable, the 12x, so there's nothing else I can do. Now I've got this example over here to the right. It's the same idea, but this time there is a negative number. And we have learned we have to be very careful with negative signs. So in this problem here, I start by doing negative 5 multiplied by 3. That's negative 15. What do you think comes after the negative 15? Well, we need to multiply again. So I need to multiply negative 5 with negative 8m. Negative 5 times negative 8 is positive 40, and then I copy my variable. I copy my m. So notice the sign in the middle, the plus or minus sign, we don't always copy it down. Here it changed, and it changed because you have to multiply your signs. Negative multiplied by negative gave me that positive sign, that plus sign in front of 40. There's one other example here. I'm curious, what do you think we need to do first for this problem? Well, we start the same way you started these 2 examples. I need to distribute, I need to multiply the number 2. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 3g. 2 times 3g, well 2 times 3 is 6, and I copy my g. I can't forget I need to multiply 2 times 1, that is plus 2. What do you think I'm going to do next? Well, we said distribute means multiplying a number outside parentheses to everything inside parentheses. The 5 is not in the parentheses, so the 5 I only need to copy down. So I have 6g plus 2 plus 5. This problem is different from the others because we are not done. There's something else I can do here, and that is combining my like terms. I have a number and a number I can combine together, so to get my final answer, I want to do that. I can copy my 6g, and then I can say 2 plus 5 gives me plus 7. And that is my final answer. In this lesson today, we are going to look at different distributive property questions like these here and how you can simplify problems by distributing. Thanks so much for watching. You're ready for today's lesson.